What is up, YouTube? It is I, Zolan. We are back. I'm going to be showing off my hangar for Star Citizen for what I currently own in my fleet. It's nothing too excessive, especially since I only started this game for a year now. It was about last year that I started playing, and I wanted to go off and show my fleet in its entirety. So let's get over to doing that. So here it is, my biggest ship that I own. Yep, there it is. That's it. That's the entire hangar. All right. So I'll see you guys next time. Just kidding. All right, but I'll get to the real fleet here. Okay, we were back to the game of jump scares, and we actually did pull it up. This is my actual first ship. Well, not the first ship I ever owned, but I switched it out for the Gatic Sulin. The first ship I actually flew was the Mustang Alpha. I got that one just because I wanted to try out the game, see if I liked it or not, and then I eventually moved over here. Honestly, the Mustang Alpha wasn't a horrible beginner ship. The biggest problem with that one was just you weren't going to be able to get very far in the system, especially with Pyro coming out. Obviously, I know enough about the game to know about Pyro when I got it, but you know, I wasn't really going very far. But let's talk about the Sulin. What can I say about this one? So many people will be wondering, you know, why I chose the Sulin like over the what's it called, the Avenger Titan. And you know, honestly, I would have to agree the Avenger Titan is, you know, the GOAT as far as when it comes to starter ships. It's the Titan's super fast, has you know, I think it has, honestly, it has too much going for it that I kind of either want to see this ship get buffed or something. I need to go do a little bit more extensive research on, you know, what this ship really has going for it over the Avenger Titan. But at the same time, the ship isn't necessarily made for dogfighting. Now, what this ship does have is, first of all, it's a very unique ship. Anyone who has played the game, you know what, I'll actually walk back out here if I can figure out how to get around my ship. But we do, okay, so we do see that you do get a spot to store an extra suit. You have a place to store some weaponry, not a whole lot there. But outside, when it takes off, you know, most ships, they are landed on the ground. You can see the direction. They kind of like, I don't know, more like a traditional jet would fly off, but this one kind of takes off more like a traditional rocket does today, where it's meant to go straight up first. Obviously, you don't have to do it straight up, but that's kind of what it's more meant for. Anyway, but continuing on, so what the ship does have more over the Titan is, one, it just looks better in my opinion. Obviously, beauty's in the eye of the beholder, but for me, I like this ship. It looks more elegant. Moving on towards the middle section here, you do get a little bit of personal accommodations, such as a bathroom here. And I believe this is a shower as well. You got a nice little bed with some meteorite walling here. It just, you know, looks really nice there. And then, I don't know, some kind of place to stand and eat, I suppose. I don't really know. I also don't have no idea what this button's supposed to do, but maybe someone can tell me in the comments if they know. And then moving up to the last piece here, we have the cockpit, which once again just looks so beautiful. Some people kind of get annoyed with the whole elevator system having to go all the way up and down, but you know, when you have bigger ships, you're having to do this stuff anyway, so to me it's really not that big of a deal. Now you do have that wonderful animation coming on up here, and it just sounds beautiful when you fly around with it. I'm sure the UI will change once Gatic get their own special UI, because this is more, I think, if I'm correct, this is just the default UI that if they don't have one made for a specific manufacturer, they just use this as a placeholder. Something else that this has better over the Titan is it just comes with a lot of missiles. Now, to me, that's not really that big of a thing because, I mean, missiles you're going to launch and then Once you're out of missiles, you're out of missiles, and then you'd have to come all the way back and refuel. So it's not really, you know, I don't think that's really worth the extra money you have to pay for this. But what you do pay for is basically just, you know, how beautiful this ship is. Some things that kind of make me a little disappointed is that it doesn't have nearly as much health as the Avenger Titan, and it has some less components and only 6 SCU, which you could put on the side of the ship here. But it has 3 sections of these, whereas the Avenger Titan has 8 all in one spot. So there's some things that are kind of like, you know, it could be better, but it is what it is. It's also a little bit slower than the Avenger Titan, and I'm going to turn my phone volume off. Now, I can go into more details in another video if I need to, but it does come with, you know, 3 size 3 turrets, so honestly, not too bad overall. But let me go ahead and we'll move on to the next ship I own in my fleet. One last thing I forgot to mention about the Su Lin before I move on here to the next one is that the Su Lin comes with twice the fuel that the quantum fuel, that's where I'm trying to get to, has twice the fuel than the Avenger Titan does with quantum fuel, meaning you can basically get from one part of the Santon system all the way back almost without refueling. You will have to refuel, but you can basically, the whole point is you can get 100 GMs of travel time in the Su Lin, whereas you can only get 50 in the Avenger Titan. Now, obviously, all this is subject to change and anything can happen, but I'm hoping that if anything does happen, the Su Lin just gets slightly better. Because I mean, you know, everyone gets mad when things get nerfed, so it would be nice if it just gets a little bit more of a buff. Anyway, on to the next thing. So over here we have the C8R Pisces, or what me and my friends like to call the food truck. Now this, I think, is like one of the best secondary ships you can get from a starting standpoint, simply because it comes with a medical bed. It also comes with free food, which is also a huge plus. So now the medical bed, you know, you could do for like rescue missions or putting yourself as a mobile respawn point. But really, if you watch the bottom left here, the best part is, for me anyway, is that it gives you your increase of food and water. Now, obviously, your character doesn't like, what is it, satiation level, or I don't know what term you're supposed to use there, but anyways, it doesn't set you fully at 100, and it will start depleting as soon as I hop out of this bed. But the nice thing is it does temporarily get you to 99, so that way if you don't have food available, you can basically restore it all the way without having to go all the way back to a station to get food. But like I said, it also does come with food and some medical supplies inside this little compartment. I'm hoping they add food to the other ships as well, kind of as a welcome basket for, you know, owning whatever ship, especially the bigger ships. But there's not too many ships today that own this type of stuff, so we get some water and we have some food bars. So pretty awesome in my opinion. And I accidentally picked up a medical injector, and I want to not be holding this, so I'm going to pretend I know how to play the game and place it on the ground. And I just injected myself, it looks like. Whatever, doesn't matter. The whole game's going to be wiped here pretty soon anyway with 4.0, but yeah, this is basically the ship. Do not expect to do combat in this ship. How I like to use this ship is I get in my Su Lin, fly to the area where I want to do like bunker missions, because you can fit a 1 SU personal cargo box in here, and fly to whatever planet I want to do bunker missions in, switch from the Su Lin to this ship, get the cargo box in there, and then I can do bunker missions from a very safe standpoint without having to worry about dying for whatever dumb reason that you know, sometimes it just happens, you know. I can't win all the time, but usually bunker missions aren't too bad. But when they are, it's nice to be able to just respawn. You do have these 2 storage containers that you can fit basically one suit in each one of these and a gun. I think it's been a while since I've had to do that, but I believe you get about enough space just to fit in one suit and basically, yeah, one loadout in each of these, or you can have the extra cargo box to do that. Yeah, moving on. I think that explains that ship pretty well. Okay, our last ship here is going to be the Zeus CL, which we have right over here. Now, I started this, I did a little bit of the CCU game. Maybe I didn't mention it, but that C8R Pisces was actually gifted from a wonderful group of friends, well, 2 friends to be specific, and they have their own YouTube channel that I'll link down in the description, but they go by the name of Gaming Duology, and yeah, so I'll put a link to their channel in the description and you can check them out there. But this is the other ship I own. Now this ship is the biggest one I have, and this is basically when I'm playing with friends type of a ship. It's basically just a cargo ship, fits about 128 boxes of SCU. Obviously size does matter, so I can't just fit whatever the heck I want. Comes with a nice little kitchen and some beds, that way we can all live in here kind of. As well as everyone gets their own little locker, and I don't know, it's just a nice little ship. Some things I would like to see is if I get in one of these beds here, maybe they will have something to, I would love to see some more of this stuff be interactable, or at least be important, kind of like how they do show some of the different materials that you can gather in the game. It'd be nice if this was actual like real-time data. Maybe it is, I don't think it is, but it would be nice if that actually showed in-game information. I think that would be wonderful. Alright, getting out of the bed. So how I got this ship is I kind of played the CCU game. I'm not going to say I did it well by any means, mainly because, again, I only got this game a year ago. And, not a whole lot. Like, if you're really playing the CCU game, you need more time to do that. If you don't know what that is, basically that's just how most people upgrade their ships in this game. Well, I guess that is how you upgrade ships. I mean, you can always buy ships standalone, but usually people will just go through an upgrading path. Anyway, so everyone also gets their own suit lockers, has a docking collar, and you get 3 chairs for your 3 crewmates. Now, this ship is pretty nice for a hauling ship, has pretty good defenses, not necessarily anything too crazy as far as offense goes, but you do get some nice shields, and I think it has like 15k health on the main part of the ship. That's not the total health pool, but just the main section of the ship is about 15k. Yeah, the other thing is, like, the ship from a stock perspective has like so many components you can't use. It's a little bit harder just to set and forget if combat was ever to occur in this ship. So having a co-pilot is nice. So I do think it's a pretty good starter play with friends kind of a ship. It's not huge. You can have someone pilot while the other one kind of runs around engineering and supports the power management and mans turrets or whatever needs to happen if something were to happen, right? A lot of my, well, I don't have too many friends that are into PvP type of things, so that's another reason why I have this ship, is mainly for cargo, because that's just the type of gameplay I'll be mainly doing. I do want to get a fighter of some type, but yeah, honestly, great, wonderful. I don't think I have any hate on this ship at all. I can go ahead and walk around the outside. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of my fleet so far, if you have any questions. If you have any disagreements with what I have, maybe you can tell me what your favorite ship is in your fleet, or what one you would love to have. But yeah, thanks everyone for watching. I will see you all in the next one. If there's any recommendations as fighter, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. Bye bye.